We're taking a trip back to the 80s.
When beats were heavier.
And they were beepier.
Beepier.
This is Double Dragon, but I'll be playing Single Dragon today. Very famous theme song it plays. Very well known. Is the music loud enough?
Unfortunately, I've got to keep it muted.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll get echo. Look at that horrible 30 seconds.
It sounds kind of quiet to me, but it does sound a bit quieter, I think, to me than it does to chat because of the way everything's set up. I'm going to assume it's fine. The Shadow Gain is kidnapping Billy's girlfriend. Punched her right in the stomach, because these are not nice people. Okay, this is one of the very first beat-em-ups ever made. You can punch, they'll punch you right back. You can kick. Kicking means you can do it like a headbutt. Grab them and throw them.
Well, this was definitely after River City Ransom, wasn't it?
Nope, it predated it.
Really?
This was the follow-up to a game called Neketsu Kohai Kunio-kun. Look at that. You could jump kick them, but they almost always avoid it. And it was released in the United States as Renegade. There's the jumping backwards kick here. It tends not to hit very well. Yeah, Neketsu Kohai Kunio-kun was actually the game that predated River City Ransom. It was part of the same series.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can do the head kick here. Yeah, that's a good move right there. When it was released in the US, it was released as Renegade. It was originally about like a bunch of school punks who fought, like, school gangs that fought each other. They wore Japanese school uniforms. And...
yeah, I have played River City Ransom, which is why I'm surprised it did not predate this one, because this one has nicer graphics.
Well, this is the arcade.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I hadn't considered that.
Now I'm going to restart the game, actually. I forgot to change these settings. I gotta do the Infinite Lives cheat.
I did like the ending to River City Ransom when you find out that all the punks that you punched in the face go back to school to become A students.
Yeah. That was an ending added to the American version. It got pretty much the same treatment that the original Kunio game had. Renegade replaced all the school guys with, like, street gangs. Unlike in River City Ransom, where they kind of all wore these kind of plain t-shirts and pants and stuff, the Renegade had everybody dressed as, like, 80s punks from, like, gang movies, like the Warriors. And I guess, I don't know if, like, the American version was edited in-house over at Technos Japan. I think it was. So it might have given them a taste to do, like, games about gangs. So they followed it up with Double Dragon, which was just like this from the get-go. This is both the Japanese and American version.
English tier.
Yep. And, yeah.
And you stole your car in the Matin.
Everybody's very fashionable. You're going to notice that I'm now using the elbow punch move almost exclusively. I'm going to be pretty much using that throughout the rest of the game. Unless I mistakenly do another move. If I jump kick, it means I do it by accident. I'm trying to do this elbow punch.
So you have to very carefully position yourself in front of every opponent, face them backwards, and then strike.
There we go, yeah. This is a pretty huge exploit with Double Dragon that is well documented. The enemies can't avoid it. They don't try to avoid it. They just walk right into it, and it does a lot of damage. Here's a Bobo, everybody's favorite. He looks slightly more human in the arcade version than he did in the NES version. Yeah, the elbow punch is pretty much the only way you could fight a Bobo. Otherwise, he'll just punch the crap out of you. Here, I'll try to punch him.
Is this the same Bobo that was in Double Dragon's Battletoads?
Probably, yeah. Okay, he's being too nice to me now. He's supposed to, like, slap the crap out of me. Okay,
He looks a lot different. I remembered him having darker skin tone, for instance.
Oh, there's many Bobos in Double Dragon.
Okay.
They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Well, mostly the same shape and size, but different colors. Oh. Yeah.
There you go.
Got a knife. Yeah. See, here's Mr. Tia Bobo. The first boss. You can tell it's a boss because the music changes.
Well, I can.
Just gonna elbow punch the crap out of him. Gonna go ahead and walk to the right. There's another guy over there. You can actually avoid fighting this guy on the right if you don't walk to the right. That's another little exploit. I'm not doing too
good. That looks more like Space and Bobo that I remember. Because I remember he looked a lot like Mr. T. With the Mr. T cut.
He's much more tough than the regular Bobos. Oh, he could do that, for instance.
Yeah.
I died.
I think my version of this, because I grew up with the Sega Genesis, would have been Streets of Rage.
Ah, yes, that's definitely a much more refined fighter than... This was the first. It was not programmed very well. You'll come to see... Alright, there's a pitfall over to the right, so I'm gonna see if I can...
Throw some guys into... Yeah, Streets of Rage is pretty great. I remember the third one the best. I think it was the third one. I remember the third one the best. Because that was one where you could play as a kangaroo.
Yeah.
It was very important for me as a kid.
Okay, did you notice the guy kill himself?
Okay. I was right, my cousin...
He might be behind the stream a bit, but he's going to kill himself soon if not. Alright, let's do this again. Very nice strategy, just having the enemies walk off a cliff. This is a very short stage.
Yeah, I think Streets of Rage went as far as letting you actually pick up opponents and throwing them off of... Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Severin, can I have more
Whoa.
Okay.
It's box-proof.
Right.
I can with the elbow punch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got your whip.
I was hoping we were going to continue this silly game where you just like...
Oh man, I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep doing that. When I practice, I did not jump kick this much. Okay. You may notice that there's a lot of slowdown in this game. This is not because of the emulator. The arcade game was like this. When there's more than 2 people on the screen, the game slows down. So it was a very famous game. It started a trend, but it was not really well made.
Mm-hmm.
I was too busy talking over it for people to notice, probably, but there's a part in the first stage where the percussion will cut out of the soundtrack. And that's not an emulator issue either. That was always like that. Okay, the boss is coming.
That emulator should preserve those idiosyncrasies.
Yeah. Alright, watch this boss strategy.
Did you want one? You didn't ask.
There we go.
There you go.
Boss dies, so the other characters won't wander off. They don't want to fight me.
Oops. Cassandra and I are being bad and eating our Halloween candy.
Oh yeah. We got a bit of that. We got Reese's Peanut Butter Cups for Diana and I did.
So did I. It's the best candy. Why would you buy
Yes. Anything Reese's. They may not use real peanut butter or chocolate anymore, but they still go so good together. I really like the sound, the theme to the stage, so I'm gonna be quiet just for a little bit. I like that theremin sound at the end. Okay. The stage starts out normally enough. You're still downtown and there's buildings, but then suddenly you're going to be in a swamp area.
as as happens.
Yeah. Elbow.
Maybe this city wouldn't suck so much if they hadn't built it on a swamp.
They do it just for the street gangs. Ah. Oh, I got an extra life. How nice. Do I use the infinite life cheat? There's one odd thing about this game too. If you press left or right twice, you'll do a headbutt. The timing is way too loose, so you'll end up accidentally headbutting several times throughout the game. Right.
Oh man, I think that guy's nastier without the freaking knife.
Why isn't... Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button again, aren't I? Into the hole.
You're right. That guy's uncle must be
Uh-oh,
so...
he threw me in a hole. Ah! Excuse me. Hold on. God damn it, Windows. No, I don't want to enable sticky keys. Holy shit, why are you doing that?
Oh, Jesus.
Technical problems.
Uh-oh.
So Windows still does this, right? They still pop up this
God,
stupid shit
I hated that.
when you press select
Sure.
5 times in a row. Hello? Okay. Ah! Stop punching! There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Pretend I did that in the first place. Okay. This is the one section of platforming in the entire game, and I made it. Yay! It's actually really hard to get a Bobo off the cliff because he can't throw him. He can throw you. So it's not really a good idea to do it. Oh jeez. What was that? Hey. Alright. Get out of here. Throw me in the river, will ya? No, I'm doing pretty awful at this. This is not a pro strat game.
I just remember that I'm watching everything 15 seconds later than you're playing it.
Yeah. So if I say something like, oh my fucking god, you'll see something comical happened pretty soon.
You said this is the only platforming section, and you were still punching the
He threw me in the lake.
on the other side of the bridge.
Oh my god, stop that. Stop it. Alright. Yeah. Alright. I want to throw this guy in the hole. Oh, that'll work too. I don't know why there are big bottomless holes like in the middle of the forest like this. Seems pretty unsafe to me.
Well, I'm starting to get an idea of what this town is like. It's obviously in the south. So these holes are probably construction jobs that got started and then just kept going, never finished.
They just kept digging. They forgot what they were doing.
Yeah, when I went to school in Savannah, Georgia, there was a very important street right next to my dorm that was under construction when I moved in, and it was still under construction when I left, I think about 4 years later.
Jeez.
They were putting in a new sewage system, which was necessary because they built a mall just outside of Savannah that paved over lots of Savannah's wetlands. So the rainwater wasn't draining the way it was supposed to.
Bureaucracy. Yeah, the collision detection when throwing items works really awful. I mean, notice I threw that rock right through him. There's lots of items to pick up in this game, but if you want to survive, it's best to just leave them alone.
Yeah, I think Streets of Rage did a little better job with the items.
Yeah.
Especially anything that was like a long pipe or a long board. Did you pick one of those up?
Oh, I didn't.
It was a temporary, basically temporary invincibility. Those things were so powerful.
Oh my gosh, 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay, I'm good. Invade the enemy space! Let's fall down and get hurt. Okay. Yeah, and River City Ransom's weapons are pretty great too. Like, if you get the move where you can use the weapon 3 times quickly, you can just cheese your way through the entire game.
I'm trying to think about what pop star this guy most resembles. Vanilla Ice, maybe?
I don't think Vanilla Ice was big just yet. Let's see, this was 1986, I think, 1987.
Okay. Yeah, my 80s pop culture knowledge is a little lacking.
Oh, why am I jumping? There. Uh-oh. Take that. Okay.
George Michael.
Now this sometimes works. It might not, but alright. Okay, I wasn't supposed to die there, but he was. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, I'm not doing this right, but hey, it's an interesting way to kill them anyway. Let's suicide together, take a lover's leap. Oh, for God's sake. Alright, this is... Oh, god damn it. Alright, this is the best of Bobo there is, the green one.
I'll see him in just a second.
Yep.
Okay, there he goes.
Possibly based on a certain comic character. Okay, I got him.
Or probably just a flat-out frickin' palette swap.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I am glad they at least placed him in the swamp scene, so maybe you can think that this guy's just been, like, in the swamp for too long. Maybe he's got a little swamp thing action going on.
Yeah. Okay, the final stage is bullshit. It seems entirely random to me. I think I've seen people strategize their way through it, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm just gonna get hit while I walk through these traps.
Oh, that rock turned gold for a second there.
Okay.
Well, for you it did about 15 seconds ago.
Whoops.
This level's really pretty.
Yeah, the dragons have the Shadow Gain is a pretty swanky lair. Oh, sweet. The rock hit him for me. Thank you, rock. Okay. And I don't really know how to get through these either.
I love that they can afford this elaborately carved lair, but they can't afford shirts, apparently.
Yeah. It's too much trouble. Oh no! He has knives. My one weakness. Okay. If you're gonna kick me in a pit, I'll kick you in a pit. Seems to have been happening a lot in this playthrough. I keep... Whoops. Two Mr. T's.
Oh, that is a time-appropriate reference.
That is, yes.
Mr. T was very important back then. He was even in the Chipmunks.
The Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Mm-hmm. I watched way too much of that show in reruns. It wasn't any good, but there was a time in my life when I would watch anything if it was a cartoon.
Yeah, the,
I don't know if that time of my life ever really ended.
Certainly did for me. But at least there's better shows on now. The Chipmunks are still pretty awful, but they're awful in, like, completely new ways. Oh.
That's for sure.
I just realized there's a mouse cursor over there, isn't there? Get out of there, mouse cursor. Alright. Sorry about that. Hey, come on. Okay, the Double Dragon theme has started. That means something important's gonna happen. I'm gonna walk all the way over to the right here. Now here in the upper right is the boss of the game. He is observing the action, watching his underlings beat the crap out of me.
I will see it in just a minute.
Working? Punch button isn't working. Okay, it's working now. The funny thing about this is that is his fully functional sprite up there, observing the action. So if you get a Bobo to throw you up there, you can attack the boss early on. That is a speedrun strat for the game.
Huh.
I'm not going to do it. I would suggest looking up YouTube.
That sounds like a really fun mechanic.
Yeah. It's like if this were a newer game, I would think it was intentional, but there are so many problems with this game, I'm sure that they didn't mean it.
Streets of Rage had a similar setup, for the third one, where, because that's the one I remember, it's one of the one I played the most, where the final boss watches as he just sends wave after wave of goons.
Yeah. It's pretty fancy. That way you know he's a big shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that one, it was, I remember it very well, because he's sitting in the back, and he's just waving his hand nonchalantly, like, send in the next...
Yeah.
This mildly amuses me.
There you go.
And then after beating 50 goons with no healing items, he stands up and you find out that he is, in fact, a terrible robot.
It makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Willie here, Willie the boss of the game, he just stands there. There's no neat animations for him. Whoop. He kind of looks straight forward and then looks down and then straight forward again. That's his idle animation.
He's
Nodding.
distracted. He should be watching, but he just can't keep his eye off of something.
He's going in the fight now. Yeah. You may notice he grabbed his machine gun before he joined the fight. That's right, he's got a gun! He's actually, yeah, he's not a hard boss, but if he does shoot you, it's a one-hit kill. I'm gonna have him do it on purpose, just to show you what it's like. Yeah, there you go. Dead!
I'm sure it'll be very exciting when I see it in just a couple of
Yeah, you'll see it soon. Oh.
Okay, here it comes.
They're pretty slow machine gun bullets. They're video game machine gun bullets, so they're not hard to avoid. You can always tell when he's going to shoot you, too. Just do what you do to everybody else. Elbow him to death. Now, I'm going to go ahead and...
I feel like this guy could really invest in some elbow pads.
You'll see I added the second player. Okay, he's dead. His underlings run away. They're fucking scared. Now, the reason I added the second player is because if you have two players when you beat the game, they pit you against each other to fight for Marion's love. Now I have an advantage because nobody's actually playing as player 2. So let's just... Okay, I thought it would take less time to kill him. Punch him to death. They kind of bring this mechanic back in an NES game by making your brother Jimmy the boss of the game. The NES didn't have the processing power for a two-player game, so they just made Jimmy the boss. He appears after the machine gun guy does.
Hmm.
And that's that. Hello.
Double Dragon? Is that what this is? Or is this thing on?
It's now over, yes.
What's
It'll be over for me in a second.
Yes,
May they live
no.
happily forever. Happily forever.
What are
forever.
you playing?
Double Dragon.
Okay. You should have said yeah.
I thought you said where you're playing Double Dragon, and I told you yes.
You did not.
No, okay. Yes, they will live happily forever. Happily forever. Nothing will ever go wrong. Nothing bad will happen to this couple. Nothing tragic, nothing terrible. They will live happily forever. Anyway, I'm going to play Double Dragon 2 on my next stream. It came out a year after this, and it's a more polished version of Double Dragon, essentially. So, yeah, I'll see you all then. The end of the game and the end of the stream. Thank you for joining me, Severin.
Oh, no problem. I look forward to doing this again sometime soon.
Yeah, next time, I will either do just another You Suck or a random sketch stream. That'll be in a couple days.
Okay, I should be around.
So, yeah.